Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, welcome to you as well. My name is Jennifer, and this is my channel. So this is the video that almost wasn't. I have been trying for a couple hours now to make this video. And then before that, I had planned on just not doing a video for Sunday and maybe just making a short little video saying, I failed at Vlogtober. I'm sorry. But I figured if I'm going to go to the trouble of making a video to tell you I failed at Vlogtober, I might as well just make a video and upload it and chalk it up to not every day is a creative topic day. Not every day I have something interesting. I mean, a lot of days I don't have anything interesting to say, but this is just going to be all over the place. Saturday was a very emotional day for me for a lot of reasons, and most of the reasons had nothing to do with me personally. It had to do with outside circumstances. It wasn't all bad. First, let me tell you, it's 2 a.m. and I had fell asleep around, this is something that I struggle with a lot. I fall asleep kind of early around 9 or 10, and then I sleep until like 12. I like nap, I guess you could call it, until 12 or 12:30, and then I'm up for the rest of the night. And then by the time morning comes around 7 a.m., I'm sleepy again, and I want to go back to bed. So that happened this evening. I can't remember what time I actually fell asleep, but I woke up at 12:30. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to grab my phone, I'm going to go outside, I'll do a little vlog from outside and tell you guys the things I've been thinking about, what's got me triggered emotionally, and tell you what happened on Saturday. So I went outside, and it's a pretty mild evening or morning, whatever you want to call it, for this time of the year. It's like 55, 56 degrees outside. So there's a lot of people in and out of the building, even at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. People smoking, because you're not allowed to smoke in my building, and people go out all hours of the night to smoke, especially since it's warm. They're taking their dogs out. Other shady activities probably going on outside. I don't know what else going on out there. I just know a lot of people were coming and going. I was out there for about half an hour, and I encountered about 10 people. So not an ideal vlogging place tonight. A lot of times it's very quiet, so I can do so. I just don't feel comfortable vlogging in public yet. And also, the things I want to talk about, I want to concentrate on what I have to say rather than being distracted by what's going on around me. So here we are back in my apartment. But then when I came back to my apartment, my cats decided they needed to eat because I was awake at 2 a.m. It was snack time. And then I remembered I needed to clean the litter pan because my oldest cat, Piggy, after he eats, he likes to use the litter pan. And sometimes if the litter pan is not clean enough to his liking, he will pee on my bed. So to avoid that situation, while they were eating, I hurried up and cleaned the litter pan to get that over with. So here we are now at it's 2:15, well, 2:13 a.m. now. And I'm going to try to sit down to make a little sense of what I'm feeling emotionally and what's going on in my life. So Saturday was not all a bad day. It did start out an okay day. I woke up and I've had this uneasy feeling. First of all, I had a dream that I lost my cell phone and that somebody stole it, and I was trying to find the people who stole it and get it back. And then when I got it back, they had put a different lock code on my phone and I couldn't get into my phone. So that was the eerie feeling, but I'll tell you in a little bit how, well, I'll just go ahead and tell you now. I often have dreams that either the next day or a few days later, things will occur and it'll play out kind of like the dream. And that's one of the things that started me on like a spiritual path of figuring out why these things were happening to me, and it wasn't just a coincidence that they're happening to me. So later on yesterday afternoon, earlier on yesterday afternoon, I was downstairs and I went into our community room, and laying on the table was a cell phone with nothing else around it. And I didn't immediately link the two, but then I was like, it's a cell phone. And I know that my dream was quite different from this, but I was looking for my missing cell phone. And there was a cell phone sitting there. Somebody evidently left it there, lost it there, something. So I picked it up and it was turned on. So I turned it on and I looked at the contacts and I knew whose phone it was, because I knew it was somebody I played cards with. And I remembered the day before he had actually put a contact in the phone. It was just a new phone for him. And he had put 3 contacts in the phone, and those 3 contacts were in the phone. So I knew that it was his phone. So I saw him outside. I guess he had been in the community room and left it on the table. I don't know why he would have left it on the table. But so I was able to return the phone to him, but it was just kind of an eerie coincidence that, well, I don't think it was a coincidence. It was just my dreams becoming reality, or me foreseeing what's something that's going to happen with a cell phone. And I know a lot of people don't believe in that stuff, but it happens to me a lot. So that was one of the kind of cool things that played out on Saturday that was confirmation of things that happen. Kind of cool when that stuff happens, especially when it's not bad. But when I woke up Saturday, I was feeling like I just had an uneasy feeling all day. And I didn't think anything bad was going to happen. It's just a lot of times I will have uneasy feelings from anxiety. I had stopped taking my Wellbutrin that I was prescribed about a month ago. And I stopped taking it for about a week because I was having some side effects, and I'll go into that later. Probably next week I'll go into that after I have a doctor's appointment this week, and as soon as I talk to my doctor about all this kind of stuff, I'll fill you guys in on what's going on with that. But I decided that I probably should start taking it again because I shouldn't just stop my medication, and I know that that's a bad thing to do, so I don't need lectured on that. I mean, I understand you guys are probably going to have something to say about it, and that's fine. So I started taking it again yesterday, and I'm going to start taking it like 1 a day again for 3 days, and then back to 2 until my doctor's appointment. So I don't know if part of that uneasy feeling is from coming off the medication and then starting the medication again. I don't know, but the anxiety, I often have that feeling from anxiety. So I really didn't pay much mind to that feeling. I spent a good portion of my morning out of my apartment. I was downstairs, I helped somebody with their laundry, and then I just stayed outside and enjoyed. We had kind of a mild Saturday, and it was sunny and pretty. So I wanted to enjoy the last little bits of fall, the warmer weather when I'm able to go outside before it gets too cold to go outside. A couple cool things that did happen while I was down there. I was just kind of bored, and I went into the community room. There's a piano in there, and I don't know how to play the piano at all. So I decided that since I was down there with nothing else to do, I would try to, and I think everyone knows how to do Mary Had a Little Lamb, like tapping it out. But I looked up a video on YouTube here, and I learned the keys, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I learned the finger placements. And I actually taught myself how to play Mary Had a Little Lamb without looking at the keys, just by finger placement and not just pecking at the thing. And I'm not saying I'm not good at piano. I don't know how to read music. But it's something that I would like to continue working on and trying to learn different songs just for the fun of it, just for something to do. I found a channel here on YouTube that teaches like the basics of how to play songs when you know your finger placements, and I learned like the steps between the keys, like a half step and a whole step between the keys. It's pretty interesting. So I'm going to insert a little clip of me learning how to play Mary Had a Little Lamb and show you guys what I learned so far. I'm pretty proud of this little clip. masterpiece, my Mary Had a Little Lamb award-winning masterpiece, if I might say so myself. So that was kind of cool. I was proud of myself for that, kind of a little accomplishment. And then while I was down there, I snagged some books from the library room, from the lounge. A lot of people will take books down, and you're allowed to either take them and keep them or take them and read them and then put them back, whichever you want to do. So I will more than likely read these and then take them back. But these were a series, so I took all 3 of them. It's the City of Bones series, so, and it's by, I've seen these, and I have been thinking about buying the first one, but I have so many books that I need to read that I honestly don't know when I will get around to reading these. I have a whole, probably about 10 books that I want to read even before these. So it may be a while, but probably since it'll be winter and I can't go outside and there won't be much to do, reading will be a good thing. So what I have will probably last me all winter. This is by Cassandra Clare, and it's the Immortal Instruments, City of Bones. This is book 1. The series is the Mortal Instruments, and like I said, it's book 1, City of Bones. And then book 2 is the City of oh, no, wait, actually, that's out of order. Book 2 is the City of Ashes. And then book 3 is the City of Glass. I'm not for sure how many books are in this series, but from the looks of it, there's at least 4 or 5, because this is the City of Glass. So there's City of Bones, City of Ashes, City of Glass, City of Fallen Angels, and City of Lost Souls. So those are at least, I'll have to get the last 2 when I'm ready to read them, but for now I have 3 new books, which was a cool thing to snag from downstairs. So that was pretty much where the good part of my day ended, and then kind of went downhill from there. So first of all, I had this, there have been several times, this goes back to the having feelings of knowing something without knowing it, where it comes in at, and I had this feeling that there was something wrong today. I've had that feeling since this morning, and like I said, I kind of chalked that up to anxiety. But twice in my life I have had that feeling, and I've turned on, I have an app on my phone, it's the police scanner, where I can hear what's going on in the city. I grew up having a police scanner. My mom was a big police scanner fan. My dad actually had a CB radio. So that kind of thing was like a normal thing to me. So I've always had the app so I could hear what was going on in the city, specifically what's going on in my building, if there's anything that I need to be concerned about. So there's been twice in the recent years where I've had this feeling that I needed to turn on the scanner, the police scanner, because I didn't know why, but I had that feeling. And they've been not good reasons they turned out to be. So I turned on the scanner today, and I heard them talking and quickly realized that there was a horrible accident on our interstate. We have a lot of road work that is going on, and there's also a part of the interstate that's called 2 Mile Hill, and there's been a lot of accidents. I'm not sure if it was on 2 Mile Hill. I know the area of the accident, but I'm not, like, I know how to get from point A to point B in my city. I know I could drive that way and get from where I need to go, but like actually knowing the mile markers on our interstates, I have no clue. So I realized that there was a pretty bad accident, and after listening to the scanner for a while, I realized that there were 2 fatalities in the accident. It was involved, 2 tractor trailers were involved, as well as a SUV. And when I very first heard about it, when I heard that it was a bad accident, when there was at least one, when I started listening to it, it was the first fatality they reported. And they had a really hard time. There was the tractor trailers caught fire. They brought in different engine companies from around the city, and they were using up all the water on the engines, and they were finally bringing out foam to try to put out the fire. It was just a horrible thing. But I got this really panicked feeling, this overwhelmingly panicked feeling that it was somebody I knew, and I had to check on everybody to make sure they were okay. And I don't know who was involved in the accident. 9 times out of 10, I won't know. I don't know who was involved. Like I said, 2 of them were tractor trailers, which is pretty good chance that they're from out of town, so I wouldn't know them. And then the SUV, I have no clue where they were from or who it was, so I'm not saying that I do know them. I just don't know who it was right now. But I had this overwhelming urge that I just needed to check with my family to make sure everybody was okay that I knew. So I texted and called and found the location of my family and my friends and made sure they were all okay. So as far as I know, all my family and friends are accounted for and okay. So thank you, God, for that. But my heart just breaks for the families of these people that were involved in this accident. They left their homes this morning thinking they were just going to do their routine everyday activities. The truckers probably were just traveling through the area on their way to their next destination, doing what they do every single day of their lives for work. And God decided that today was their day, and they wouldn't be coming home this evening. So that part really, it affected me emotionally more than I thought it would. We've had accidents in my town before and casualties and stuff, and I mean, it's always sad, always. But for some reason today, this hit me really hard, and I still don't know why. Maybe it was just mixed with my own anxieties, or the way I was feeling. It just kind of hit me wrong. I don't know why, but it's just very sad. It was very emotional for me today. So something else that I've been thinking about and that has been making me feel some kind of way, kind of aggravating me, kind of making me reflect on myself and my own journey through life and my own actions and my own content that I put out on YouTube. And I feel like I kind of have to be careful of what I say, because I don't want this to come off as sounding like I'm attacking somebody. But I unsubscribed today from Chantal, Big Beautiful Me, Foodie Beauty, all the above. As you guys know, in the past, from the video that I put out, I'm sure you guys all know about that, the parting of the ways, that she could no longer support me because I support Charlie Gold. But I didn't unsubscribe from her, because I don't know why, because I just felt that I wanted to, I don't know. There's absolutely no reason. I don't know why I didn't unsubscribe from her. I'm not mad at her. I don't hate her. So I didn't really feel a need to unsubscribe, because I wasn't feeling like a strong emotion towards that. But today I did, because today she triggered me. Today I felt confused by her content. I felt that I could no longer support her, and I know this is irrelevant because she doesn't care, and I'm not making this video in hopes that she'll watch it to care. I'm just sharing with you guys what I've been struggling with today. So we all know that Chantal is on her body positivity movement, which is fine. And I know in the past I've commented on the body positivity movement. I don't think that body positivity itself is a bad thing in the right circumstances. But in my opinion, her whole stance on body positivity is not what the body positivity movement is all about. She is using the body positivity as an excuse to binge, to eat whatever she wants, and to continue an unhealthy behavior and an unhealthy lifestyle. And I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bridge, because look at me, I am not perfect. I continue to struggle with my food and with my addiction to food. So this is in no way trying to shame anybody or point fingers. This is just being aggravated at the content that someone chooses to put out. I don't think that there is anything wrong with somebody feeling positive about their body. I wish I could feel positive about my body, about the skin I'm in, because as I've said in the past, I don't like my body. I am ashamed of my body. And I don't think there is anything positive about being 500 pounds. I just don't. And I'm not saying that I have to hate myself because I'm that way, but I just don't think there's anything positive about being this weight. And if somebody can feel positive about themselves at that weight, I support them 100%. But being positive about your body doesn't mean you have to keep putting food into your body that is unhealthy to keep making yourself bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And we all know as you continue to binge, you're going to gain weight. There's absolutely no chance that you can eat fast food on a regular basis, on a daily basis, and not gain. And this also touches with mukbangs, however you say the word. I'm not against those either. I've done them in the past, so there's no criticism there. But I've never done the fast food thing on camera, because when I eat fast food, when I eat junk food like that, I have never eaten a pizza or a burger or anything from a fast food place because I just wanted to taste it. I've eaten it because I binge on it. That is my binge food, and that is my comfort food, and that is a very shameful thing for me, and I've never done it on camera, and I will never do it on camera because I'm ashamed of it. So Chantal released, I think, 3 mukbangs, whatever you want to call them, within, I think, a 24-hour period or a 36-hour period. It's a very short amount of time. And like I said, I'm not against anybody doing them. And it has nothing to do with someone's weight. If somebody is overweight and does them, that's completely fine. But this is coming from somebody who spent months and months and months and put out multiple videos talking about how she was a binge addict, how she was diagnosed as a binge addict by a doctor, a psychiatrist, and how she was seeking treatment for this addiction and this binge eating disorder that she has. So being someone who is admittedly is a binge eater, who is addicted to food, watching them come on camera and using the food and practicing their addiction, I feel is a form of self-harm. If we continue to watch her do this activity, and I'm not trying to tell everybody to stop watching her, that's not what this is about, but this is for me, the reason why I stopped watching is because I don't want to witness somebody harming themselves. It's okay for somebody who has said that they were an alcoholic to go to their channel and watch them binge drink and think it's okay. It's the same thing, watching her sit in her car and shovel large amounts of food into her mouth. It's not okay. And I'm not saying she doesn't deserve to eat it. I have eaten fast food, and in the last month I've eaten fast food, and I will tell you guys about it soon, and I'm not trying to hide it. I freely admit I have. I'm just not going to come on camera and do it on camera and try to justify it as I'm allowed to do so because fat people are allowed to eat fast food. And it has nothing to do with fat people not being allowed to eat fast food. It has to do with, you're talking about being an addict, addicted to food, and you're coming on camera 3 times within 36 hours showing you binging on different fast foods. And I know that there'll probably be some that will say, well, it's not a binge. The amount of food that she ate was definitely a binge. I know that there can be some controversy of what a binge is, and some people define a binge differently, but the amount of food that she ate was definitely a binge. And the last one that I watched was her Arbys binge, well, her Arbys mukbang. That's when I unsubscribed from her. It triggered me. I started craving food. I started feeling resentful towards, it wasn't about her personally, but I started feeling resentful because I'm over here trying to eat right, not eating fast food, but then there are other people who are struggling with addiction to food, who are overweight, and that are continuing to eat that way. And I know it's all about personal choices because I'm not doing that because I want better for myself. But at the same time, there's a part of me who's jealous, who wants to be able to do that. And I just can't let myself be around that kind of toxicity. And I'm not saying that she is a horrible person. It's just right now she's practicing her disease. And addiction is a disease, I feel. As defined in the medical community, addiction is a disease. And she's practicing her disease. She is self-harming herself. She is harming herself. It's self-harm. And I won't be watching her do so. I can't. For my own sanity, my own emotional well-being, I can't do that. So that's another thing that had me kind of upset today. Allowing people that I shouldn't let some random people on the internet trigger my feelings, but that's the kind of person I am. I do let things bother me emotionally, deeply emotionally. So I hope this didn't come off as sounding like I was attacking Chantal, because that's not what it's about. I am deeply concerned about her, and coming from a place that I have went beyond where she is at. I'm much bigger than she is, and I don't want to see anybody follow in the same footsteps that I have. And by her continuing to eat this way, she's just fooling herself into thinking that it's okay. It's denial of the addiction, denial of the problem. And there's nothing that we as viewers or we as people who respond to the videos are going to say to change her mind or change anybody's mind who's in their addiction. It's something that they have to see for themselves, just like me. I had to see it for myself, and I had to come to that realization that I wanted to change before I could change. And I still struggle with the change. Like I said, I've had fast food this past month. It hasn't been perfect, and when I do my weigh-in, I will update you guys on that this coming Saturday, a week from, well, 6 days from now. I will update you guys on that. It is a struggle every single day to do the right thing, to make the right choices. Some days it's not that hard of a struggle. Other days it is extremely hard. And there were a couple days where I didn't win that struggle. I lost that battle miserably. So I do understand, and I will continue to pray and send her all kinds of positive energy that hopefully she will get on a better path. I don't think anybody's a lost cause or anybody is completely negative. I think they're just lost. I think I am lost, and I'm trying to find myself, trying to find my way in this world. I think we're all just trying to find our way in this world, and sometimes we have to take a lot of wrong turns to eventually make the right turns to get back on track. And I think that she will eventually do so. I have that hope, and I am praying that she does, because I don't want to see anyone end up in my position, my size, or even bigger. It's not worth it. The food is not worth wasting your life and losing years and years and years when you could be out living, having fun. The food feels good. The addiction to the food, the addiction and the emotional payoff of the addiction feels good until it doesn't anymore. Until it comes to a point where you're so uncomfortable that you rather not be alive. And that is usually either the point where you continue until you lose your battle, or you make the changes you need to become healthy again and live your life. So I want to live. I want to get better, and I want to live my life. There's so much out there that I want to do and see and experience. So it's just a matter of living one day at a time. I know that is a phrase that is used so much, and a lot of people are like, there it is again, that phrase, 12 steps, OA, big book, all that kind of stuff. But there's truth in the big book. There's truth in the 12 steps. And it is one day at a time. You just do the right thing for one day. You don't look a week from now, a month from now. You just focus on today, what's in front of you. And the future will take care of itself as long as you're making the right choices. So there's my ramble at now 2:43 a.m. So usually by this time my video is already uploaded and I'm snoozing. But I don't know if I'll ever get to sleep this evening or not. Well, I'm sure I will at some point. And hopefully I will be able to get up at a decent hour tomorrow and not sleep all day since I'm up all night. When I take my medicine, this is something that has been happening to me. I haven't been sleeping. That's one of the reasons why I stopped taking it, is because I couldn't sleep. So hopefully when I go to the doctor this week, we could figure something out. Maybe, I don't know, switch medicines or something for sleep, or I don't know what will happen. But I will update you guys on that probably next Saturday when I do my weigh-in, when I tell you guys how I've been doing. So I will have another video tomorrow. Tomorrow is actually Mystery Monday. I am so excited. I will be filming that later tonight when it's dark and when it's eerie with my flickering candles. So that's all I have to say right now. I guess I filled up on more time than I thought. Coming from somebody who was like, oh, I don't have a video to post for Sunday. Here I am 45 minutes later, and I had a lot to say. But like you guys will already know, this isn't going to be 45 minutes long. I will edit it down, I promise. So thank you guys for bearing with me through my ramble and for being there to listen and always support me. You guys have been amazing, and I appreciate you guys so very much. I will talk to you guys tomorrow, and remember everyone, be the love, be the light, and do good things. Bye everyone.